Hello, everyone. It's Cynthia, your host.
Welcome back to today's show. Well, today is a little bit different. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 31 items that you need to have packed in your suitcase if you're going on a trip. And this doesn't have to just be a cruise. This is any vacation that you're about to take. Well, these are the things that I've come across that I just found out I need to have in my suitcase. And the majority of these come right from Amazon. So I will put the link down in the description below for all of these products. But these are the things that I really believe you need to have packed in your suitcase. Before we get started on the video, I'll take this opportunity to invite you to subscribe to the channel. All you have to do is click down on that subscribe button. If you like what you see, please do give us a thumbs up. That is a like for us, and it really does help out the channel. And of course, tap down on that notification bell. When new videos come out, you will be the first to know. All right, let's get into these 31 items that you need to have in your suitcase. Let's start off with number one. And number one and number two on my list have to do with packing cubes and compression cubes. So packing cubes, and I have a couple of different varieties, and there are all types of different varieties, different shapes, different sizes. These are just two that I have. And as I stated, everything that I'm discussing will be linked in the description below. But packing cubes, and if you've seen any of my other packing videos, you know that I am definitely a packing cube fan. And I do understand some people don't like them at all. Where do you fall on this packing cube, no packing cube debate? Because I do know that some people absolutely do not like packing cubes. And when I first heard of them, I wasn't quite sure about them either, but they have been a game changer for my packing and my cruise and my travel. Packing cubes just help you to stay organized. You're able to fit things nice and neat into the packing cubes. And then, of course, like I said, you can organize them. You can have one packing cube that's just for your smaller items like underwear, socks, things of that nature. Then you can have your larger packing cubes for your sweaters or your jeans or your tops. It just really helps you to remain organized. And that's one reason why I really like them. Especially, I would say, if you're packing and you have children, it really helps to keep the items nice and neat. Like your kids, you can pack them by like day. You can say, all right, in this packing cube, you have your outfit for the next 2 days. And inside of here is everything on one side for day one, everything on the other side for day two, and then fold that away and put out the next packing cube. They really just help you to stay organized. Then there are also compression cubes. A little bit differently than the packing cubes, the compression cubes have the two zippers. So you first pack your clothing, you're able to compress them without having to vacuum seal them. It just happens with the second zipper. And so you just zip that second side around, and it compresses the clothing, or it compresses the items inside of your packing cube so that you can pack almost double the amount in that one cube. It is a great space saver, and it has really been something that I think has been a way to get more into your space, that same space. We have a 14-day cruise upcoming, and I wanted to be able to use just one suitcase and put everything in there, and the compression cubes really help to do that. Next, I'm going to talk to you about some items that I feel you really must have, especially if you're going on a cruise. And it's a little different because you're going to be in that cruise cabin than if maybe you're in a hotel or some type of like resort or cabin or something of that nature. So this is in particular if you're going on a cruise. Now, you know that one thing that happens in a cruise cabin is space is limited. So you're doing everything that you can to stay organized and save yourself some space. And also on a cruise ship, you cannot take any type of surge protector. Cruise ships are notorious for not having enough outlets that we need nowadays for all of the things that we bring, you know, telephones and tablets and smartphones and watches, and the list goes on and on. Well, rooms are notorious for only having one, outlet. So that means you need to bring something to give you some additional outlet space. This is just one of the many options that you can have. To have this, it plugs in to just one part of your that one plug, if that's all that you have. And then you have outlets and then USB as well, so that you can give yourself additional space to plug in those things that you need when you're in that cruise ship. Now let's continue talking about maximizing space, especially if you're in a cruise cabin. Here is one thing that I think is a great hack and a great saver. It is the over-the-door shoe organizer. And I'm not talking about for shoes only, although of course you can use them for shoes, but this is to organize all of the things that you might need to save you some space in that bathroom, because the bathrooms, even if you're in a suite or have like a larger room, the bathroom storage area, cabinet area, sink area, whatever you want to call it, it's just not a whole lot of space at the top to store all of the things that you will need, you know. So having the over the door shoe organizer gives you a perfect space to stack and keep all of those things in nice and neat. And you can just hang this over that bathroom door on either side, inside or the outside. And that frees up all of that counter space, that very valuable and precious real estate counter space that you would need. Now we're going to continue right along of the vein of saving yourself space in that cruise cabin. We're talking about the magnetic hooks. I don't know if you know this, I'm sure most of you do, but most of the rooms in cruise ships, the walls are magnetic. And this is great for us because we can use things like the magnetic hooks to put up and put away some of our other items that we need to have that real estate, as I talked about, of the cabinet spaces and the countertop spaces that are so limited. Well, you can use your magnetic hook to hang up your hats, your jackets, wet swimsuits, and even other information that you need to be neatly put away and maybe not take up the space on your cabinet, that limited cabinet, dresser, and drawer space in those cabins. If you're anything like me, you have a lot of electronics that you're taking along with you. You might have additional chargers, other electronics that you're bringing along with you. So once again, in an effort to stay organized and neat, I really highly suggest that you take your electronics organizer. It just makes things so nice, so neat. The cords are all wrapped up. You know which one goes with which item, and you can neatly store it out of the way. One thing I have noted as I do cruise, and even when I'm not in a cruise, at nighttime, there are some that have to get up and go to the restroom. And for others, you know, you're sleeping soundly and boop, a light comes on in your face. It's not a good situation. And even for the person who had to get up, it's kind of blinding. So we always highly recommend taking some sort of a night light so that you can still see if you do have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom or grab a snack or whatever it is, and that you can see without disturbing the rest of your room companions. I mentioned having the electronics organizer and that I bring a lot of those type of electronics with me now. Of course, I'm vlogging my cruise and my travel adventures. So one thing that I'm going to discuss and mention is a portable charging device of some sort. See if I can pull this out of here. And there are all different types of portable charging devices, big, small. This is just the one, and I have 2 different brands listed in the link below, down in the description below. But this is the first one that I got, and it's pretty big. And you just plug it in here, plug your phone in, and it gives you additional charge. Because if you're out taking videos of glaciers or sunrises, sunsets, dances, whatever it is, that phone or that camera, that device seems to run out so quickly. So you want to have yourself some type of portable charging device so that you can keep going and not have to continually look for somewhere to plug in and charge up your electronics. Next on the list is the waterproof phone case. I have 2 different versions, but something to keep your phone safe if you're going to be in the water, if you're going to be swimming in the beach, going to a water park, anywhere that cell phone would be close to the water or in the water. You want to have your waterproof phone case, and then you can just take that with you and keep it close by. You don't have to like leave your phone on the beach while you go in to swim, or leave your phone by the chair while you're in the pool. You know, that doesn't feel the greatest. You're traveling down a lazy river and you want to have your phone with you, so you want your waterproof phone case. Next, we're talking about your lanyard. It's very similar to having, you know, your waterproof phone case. Having your lanyard so that you can easily clip that on and keep it close to your person. This one that I have here, it's just a pack that has different colors and different varieties, and then you can just put whatever it is you want in here, money, a credit card, a room key, whatever it is, and have your lanyard so that you can keep that, your hands free and keep it on your person. When you're traveling, you know that sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate, and it doesn't matter what time of the year. You might want it to be really warm and toasty, and instead it's a little cold, or you might looking for it to be kind of brisk and cool, and it might be a little warmer than you need. But one thing that we can easily prepare for that happens is the rain. And so this is why I recommend two separate things. I recommend your umbrella and or your raincoat. I realized that I want an umbrella for certain times and I want a raincoat for different times. Well, having an umbrella is really good because you can use that for water protection or rain protection. Sometimes you can use that for wind protection, and you can also use that for sun protection. But the times that you don't want that umbrella is when you want your hands free. Maybe you're doing some type of excursion or climbing and you need your hands free, or if it's really windy because it can blow away. So that's when you want your raincoat, and then you can just have it. It goes over your head. Your hands are free, and you're still protected from that winter or summer rain that can catch you off guard. Next, we're talking about your Yeti or your Yukon or your insulated water bottle, whatever it is that you like to take with you. These are really great to have so that you can walk around. If you're on a ship, you can fill up with your drink of choice, water, coffee, tea, whatever it is. When you're out on excursions or when you're out exploring, you can still have water to keep yourself hydrated. And I've found, especially when you're traveling in the Caribbean or a place where it's really warm, you're going to love yourself for having some nice cold water available or something cold to drink to keep you hydrated. So take your Yeti or your Yukon or your insulated water bottle. Next are your luggage tags. You're going to want to take your luggage tags, and I have different ones in the description below, all kind of different ones, but you want a luggage tag, some kind of tag on your luggage to denote that it's yours and where it's going. Whatever you get from the airport when you get there, you're going to want to have something, just neat to keep it, because a lot of times they're just paper, they're easy to tear. So you would have your luggage tag, you could put that in there, put that on your suitcase so that you can easily spot your suitcase and easily see, so they can easily see where that luggage needs to go. Also, while we're talking about luggage tags, something that I saw other cruisers talk about, other travelers talk about, were the luggage air tags. Now these are air tags, meaning they're similar to luggage tags, except you put them on the inside of your suitcase and you turn these on, and this way your luggage can be kind of tracked. Ever had your luggage lost or stolen? Even worse. Well, this way you can pinpoint where your luggage is. You can look and say, oh, okay, my luggage is on the plane with me, or hey, my luggage is in Paris and I'm in Rome. What's going on? So having a luggage air tag, I think that's something really smart, really unique, and it can help to make sure that your luggage is where it is supposed to be. I want to talk a little bit now about some things, especially if you're doing like any type of beach vacation. One of the things that you're going to want to have is sunscreen, and I recommend the Reef Safe sunscreen. And there's all different brands and types of Reef Safe sunscreen, especially if you're going snorkeling, but you don't have to be. You just want to make sure that your skin is protected out in that sun. Sometimes you don't even realize, even if you don't plan to be out very long, you're just going to do maybe a walking tour or walk to where you're going, and it's a short walk, but that sun can beat down on you and you don't even realize it. So make sure that you are protected with that sunscreen. If you are having a beach day, one of the things that's always helpful and handy to have with you are water shoes. Sometimes you don't know if that beach that you're going to is going to be smooth and have powder sand, or it's going to be very rocky and hard on the feet. So either way, you want to be prepared. If you're going to the beach, I highly recommend having your water shoes with you. Next is insect repellent. And once again, this is if you're going on some type of trip where you're going to be outside, maybe on an excursion, traveling and visiting a country, a city, you want to have that insect repellent. This is especially going to be helpful on some of those excursions, like when you go to Mexico and you're visiting those pyramids. That is where I hear, now it didn't happen to us, thank goodness, but I hear so many people say they were just gnawed on. They were dinner and lunch for the insects out there. So make sure that you don't forget your insect repellent. And also, recently there has been like cases of what is called dengue. And this is a disease that you get from the bite of an infected mosquito. So you just want to make sure when you get off of that ship or you arrive to your port, your city, and you're outside enjoying the space, don't forget, get you some insect repellent. Something that is very handy to have if you are doing a beach excursion is a towel band. It's to secure your towel to your seat wherever you are. So there are towel clips, but I think the towel bands are so handy because that's something that's not as bulky. You can easily pack that away in your suitcase, and they are just almost like this extra size rubber band. They just easily fit over your chair, whatever size or shape that chair is, and clip those towels securely to that chair, because if you're getting these towels from, I don't know, the facility there, if you don't return those, they will charge you. So you want to keep a hold of your towel, and one easy way to do that is with towel bands. If you are headed out to the beach, you want a nice beach bag to keep all of these things with you. And here are just a couple of examples of some of the nice beach bags that I really enjoy. I think these are the right size. They're big enough so that you can pack away the things that you want, but they're not too big so that they're overly cumbersome. You don't want to be weighed down. You want to have just the right amount to take with you and have plenty of space. Well, these are, in my opinion, the perfect beach bags. And they're also, they're quite cute and fashionable, so you wouldn't mind carrying these along. So make sure that you have a beach bag that has plenty of space. It's lightweight enough, and also it can carry all of the things you need, because a lot of the times you might be the designated carrier and you want to be able to pack it all away in your beach bag. Now, before you even get to the beach, you want to have a nice carry-on bag with your luggage. And I still recommend, there are so many different types, but I still recommend this carry-on. I really like it. It has the pocket in the back so that it can easily go over your luggage. It has the zipper in the back. It has plenty of storage on the inside, and it has a zipper portion on the inside as well. It can zip up and then snap down. There's snaps on the side here so that you can snap it, but then you can release the snaps and make it even larger. This has been one of our favorite tote bags. It comes in all different kind of colors. It's really handy. I think it's just the right size. It can go with any colored luggage. I really enjoy this carry-on bag, and it's not overly expensive. It is a super classy looking bag, I think. It is handy. It's able to fit everything you need. It fits over your luggage, and it has plenty of space without breaking the bank. So one of our favorite bags. We're going to talk about next two items that are on opposite poles of each other, but it kind of depends on, like, if you're a cold-natured person or a warm-natured person. My mom, who travels with me a lot, and I love it, she usually runs on the cooler side. She finds it to be quite cool in cruise ships and quite cool in hotels. So she always says, oh my gosh, I'm cold in here. What we have figured out is she can have what's called the neck heater. It's a neck heater. It just goes right around your neck. Click it on, and it can warm her up easily, even when we're sitting in the dining room, even when we're sitting in the area where they're going to have a show. It's not loud. You would barely even know that she has it on. But if you run cold, this is really a game changer. It's really very helpful to have on to keep you warm, because she didn't want to, go to the tropics, go to the Caribbean, have on a heavy coat and gloves. She didn't want to do that, but she was just a little cold. So the neck heater is perfect for that. And then if you run just the opposite, if you're usually hot, the neck fan, right? Especially, I found this to be really great when you get off of the ship. I'm talking about, of course, if you're on a cruise, but when you walk outside in a place, Europe or the Caribbean, and that heat hits you and you're like, oh my gosh, it feels like an oven. It is so nice to have that neck fan on to just cool you down. Then you have your insulated water bottle and you're able to make it through that Caribbean heat that maybe you are not used to. So if you run a little bit cold, you have the neck heater. And if you run a little bit hot, I highly suggest the neck fan. Now I want to get into some of the things that would probably be in your toiletry bag. There are some things that you absolutely need to have in this toiletry bag, and I've talked about it in some of the other videos, or it could absolutely ruin your cruise or your vacation. One of the things that you need to have, of course, is your pill box. And I really like this pill box right here. It's so small and so neat, but then it opens up. Let me show you. It's a little clip right here at the end, and it opens up, and you can have so much stored in here for several days. Different sizes, and little, easy to open. They just pop open, easy to open, put the pills in there, and it folds up so small and so neat. I really like this one. Others that I've had have been bulky and big and kind of long. This one is, I think it's so small, it's cute, very handy, and it still offers you the opportunity to have several different days worth of medication in your pill box. So your pill container. So if you take any type of medication, and maybe you don't take prescription medication, but you take supplements, vitamins, minerals, all of that, right here, very small, very handy, yet able to store it all. Next on the list is Tide pens. These have really come into clutch. These Tide pens, they are great. If you want to erase mistakes, get out spills or stains, like small ones, of course not a very large one, but small spills, small stains that you might find, scuffs on your shoes, these Tide pens are wonderful. You're having a white night event and you notice that there is something on your beautiful white outfit, your gorgeous white outfit, take that Tide pen, rub it in there like almost like a marker or highlighter, and rub it out. Maybe get a little water, rinse it out. Tide pens come in very handy to take care of spills or stains that you might get on your clothing or your shoes. Next on the list is Downey Wrinkle Release. And you know what that's for. When you pack up clothing and you put them in your compression cubes or you put them in your packing cubes, you have them in your suitcase, they can easily become a tad bit wrinkled, and cruise ships do not allow you to have irons or steamers. So this is a great thing to have. You can spray on some of the Downey Wrinkle Release and maybe just hang your clothing up in the bathroom after you've showered or before you showered, and let some of that steam get to it and just pull the clothing. It just smooths right out. You can just spray this Downey Wrinkle Release on and wrinkles go bye-bye. So I highly suggest Downey Wrinkle Release. Another thing to have is Poopery. If you don't know what Poopery is, I'm going to clue you in. It is a spray that you use for poo. When you go to the bathroom and there's going to be a number 2, you spray this in the toilet before, take care of your business, and then the scent does not waft up. As a matter of fact, you smell nothing, or you smell the scent of the Poopery. So once again, we talked about how small the quarters can be, especially in a cruise cabin, but in hotel rooms, wherever you're staying, if you're going to be there and you have more than one person in that room, I think Poopery is not an extra. I think it's a necessity, and it really comes in handy and keeps the place smelling fresh and clean, no matter what kind of business you have to do in that bathroom. A first aid kit. And this is a little portable first aid kit. It has Band-Aids, bandages, and it's ideal for travel. It's in a water resistant pack. And along with this first aid kit, I also have antibiotic ointment, cough drops, anti-itch medication, and then different types of daytime and nighttime allergy medicine and pain relievers. So you can combine it to make your own first aid kit, but I also do suggest that first aid kit does have some type of bandages and Band-Aids, like separately or along with it, and then, other types of things that you think you might need. Like I said, maybe Neosporin, Afterbite, something of that nature. Having your own first aid kit really helps, because no matter if you're on a cruise ship, you're at a hotel or resort, if you forget to have these type of little medications or things like that, and you go down there to purchase them, they are usually sky high. It makes no sense the cost that they want you to pay for a Tylenol afterbite or some headache relief, a cough drop even, or nasal spray. So taking your own first aid kit really comes in handy. I also would suggest in that first aid kit something for the teeth, because there's no dentist on a cruise ship. So toothache medicine, dental floss, dental sticks, mouthwash, also to help with the dental, to help with any of that you think you might need on that cruise or on that vacation. Another thing that I've learned that you really need to take with you is a nail file. Men or women, it doesn't matter to have a nail break and then it's jagged, snag your clothes, pull your hair. I've just realized that having a small little nail file, just having it nice and handy in your purse or your backpack, your wallet, something that we can easily forget. But I realized one time that I needed it and I had to purchase one, and I didn't like that. So bring your nail file. Your foldable straw hat. You're definitely going to want that straw hat, especially if you're going to be anywhere where the sun will be beaming down on you. You want that straw hat. And I learned a valuable lesson. The first couple of hats that I bought did not have the band on them, so that it blew off. Well, I learned my lesson very quickly. So you want one that can be folded and stored in your suitcase with no problem. Because having that big one that hangs, and if you touch it, it breaks. You don't want that. You want one that can easily be folded, put into your suitcase, and also that has the band so that if it is a windy day, you can put it on and your hat won't blow away. Doesn't do you much good if it's blowing down the beach there. And the last item on my list, it also goes, once again, if you're in a place where it's going to be a little hot, it is the cooling towel, and it goes around your neck. And believe it or not, this little cooling towel wrapped around your neck, you get it wet first, you get it cool, throw this thing around your neck, and it really does help if you're going to be in a place that's hot. I would recommend it. I'm taking this with me on our August Caribbean trip. Got the fan and the cooling towel. I think we're going to make it just fine. That is my list of 31 must-have items that you need to take with you. And as I stated, the majority of those items are all available on Amazon. If you purchase any of those items that are linked down in the description, they come from our Amazon store. So you will, in fact, be helping out the channel. So we really do appreciate it. I would love to know what items that you have on your must-take, must-pack list when you cruise or when you travel, because I'm pretty sure that others of you out there had another item that you're thinking, why didn't she say that? I would love to know what items that you take. Anything that I missed that you think would be helpful, please let us know about it in the comments below. One of my upcoming videos will be outfits to take for your cruising vacation, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you at the next adventure.